Hey there everybody and welcome back to the vlog. You're watching episode 7 of the WeeklyADI vlog. So in this vlog I'll be showing you and talking about how I keep myself productive on a regular basis, because productivity is something you can mess up a lot. You can end up doing time for over a large period of time, which is totally unnecessary when you can finish it within a small period of time if you just do the right things at the right time. Now, a big part of productivity is knowing what you're going to do. So how I do it is I sit down, I write all the stuff that I want to get done in a month or so on this app called Microsoft OneNote. Now, Microsoft OneNote is a sort of notes app. It's basically designed for students to write and share the same notes with other people, but it's not that simple. It's like divided into notebooks, so you can sort of use it as a digital journal, and I use it for taking down notes from the books I feel are important to me and keeping track of notes from them, and also regularly planning my weeks and my days. So I do it on OneNote, but lately I've been shifting to and trying to experiment with other apps like Google Calendar, where you can block out time, specific blocks of time to do stuff. And Todoist which is an app just made to make to-do lists, where you can sort of write down all the stuff you want to do and make subtasks and add tags and all that really good stuff. Okay, so I keep a couple of things in mind when I plan out my days, especially when it comes to setting deadlines. I make sure that I set realistic deadlines. What happened was, when I was just starting to plan out my days, I was being optimistic with how fast I could get stuff done, which led to problems like not being able to finish the work within that deadline and then getting disappointed about it and then making the schedule a whole mess. You know what I mean? So make sure your deadlines are realistic and give yourself enough time to finish stuff that looks hard, or you think that it might require more time than you actually think it does. Anyway, it's a skill and it's a learning. Most people learn it the hard way. And there's a general idea of, or not a general idea, sort of a trend that I've seen with people. They're like, oh, it's not so natural to plan your days, right? It's like I don't want to be a machine. Well, I don't know. I see it like we only have a limited amount of time and we make the most use of it. It's not like I just, plan out my work hours. I also plan out my rest hours and stuff I want to do, fun stuff I want to do. I don't know, learn a new language or something like that. It's not just the work stuff. And second thing, you're gonna have to choose something, whether you want to plan it out digitally or on paper. So I used to do it on paper, but the stuff that happened with paper was that you can't change it whenever you want. It's gonna be difficult to strike out the stuff and then write it down again. But some people do prefer writing and planning on paper because they just like it like that. They don't want to have all the digital distraction that's out there, so they write it on paper. You can do it on paper, stick it on your wall each day, or use sticky notes and stuff like that. Or you could just use an app like Todoist or Google Calendar or even OneNote. And the last thing that I want to say is review your stuff. It's okay to make a plan and then think you'll remember it and think you have it in your head. After you write it down, what you want to do is, if you have a plan for a day, at the end of the day, make sure you have a checking out system, because that kind of reinforces and makes you aware of how much you've done and how much you have left to do, say, for a month. And it can help you make changes. So this kind of planning ahead will work only if you do it regularly. By regularly, it could be like weekly or daily like me, or like monthly. I do all three. In fact, I sort of do monthly first, and then weekly first, and then daily. This is not for everyone. Some people just like not planning their days, and sometimes some days are just for one single task, right? So you don't have much to plan. Like a friend of mine makes music, and he starts making music, and he does nothing else for the rest of the day. It consumes his whole day, so he doesn't have to plan that much. But if you do notice a lot of distractions and a lot of things getting in your way, when you have something like this written down, like a proper schedule, you'll have the ability to say no to stuff that come along the way, which will help you which will help you be on track. That's how I feel about it. So definitely just go make a plan for this week and try it out and see how it goes. And it's super helpful when you actually have a long-term goal. This is the main reason I plan out my days, is because I have some sort of a long-term goal that I want to achieve. So I break it down and reverse engineer to make all these shorter plans. And that's how I kind of keep myself productive. One last productivity thing is, some things you might not be able to do as efficient as others. Like I love art, making art. So doing art and sitting down to make art has become pretty easy, but it was always not so easy. But the passion for it definitely helped. So things you're passionate in, you will be able to do easily and be more productive. So in a way, I'm saying try to do more stuff that involve your passion and try to integrate that into your life, which will help you, be productive in general, if that's what your goal is. And so that's what I've got for you on productivity in this video. And we'll move on to the weekly update sort of thing, where I tell you what I've been doing all this time since the previous vlog. And the main thing that happened while I was away was commissions. So I did over 50 drawings as commissions just in the past 2 weeks. All of them are portraits. And I'm pretty surprised I was able to manage that in like a 2-week period. And made some money out of it. And it was stressful in the beginning. Not stressful. Stressful because I took commissions in a way that involved taking a lot of orders at the same time, and keeping track of who needs the portrait when. Some people wanted it on February 14, some people wanted it for a person's birthday, and keeping track of that was a lot. So again, one of the rules in productivity is focus, right? When you focus on one thing, you tend to get it done faster. So what I did was put aside all my personal projects for at least a week and focus on getting this commission stuff done, and it definitely did help me, and I definitely did complete commissions way faster than when I took it last year. So that's one thing. And I also hope you've seen my Billie Eilish speed drawing video. I put a lot of effort into the video editing this time, where I can't say a lot of effort, but I definitely improved my video editing skills because I learned how to make this glitch effect, and I really like it, and I kept using it again and again in the video because I got addicted to it. And Billie Eilish was a really fun portrait to make, and the background idea, the idea of adding backgrounds to the portraits, I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy that I took that decision, because it sort of gives my portraits this uniqueness, this sort of branding thing where it looks unique and you can tell that it's my portrait. Although I want to make more complex backgrounds in the future. I didn't announce this officially, but I just started a podcast of my own. It's called Being an Artist. I just released the intro episode where I talk about what I'm gonna do in that podcast and what I'm gonna talk about in that podcast. Basically, I'm going to share everything that is related to art and my own art journey. That's why it's called Being an Artist. If you're interested, go, subscribe, follow on whatever, on Spotify. The link is down in the description below. So I guess that's all for this week's vlog, I guess. So yeah, see you next week. Hopefully I make a vlog every week and you get to see it. So see you, bye-bye, in the next vlog.